Mr. Joseph Service.
Oh, do beg him to walk in. He generally calls about this time. I do not wonder at people giving him to me as a lover.
My dear Lady Sneerwell, how do you do today? Ah, Mr. Snake, you're most obedient.
Mr. Snake has just been arraigning me on our mutual attachment now. But I've informed him of our real views, and the purposes for which our genius is at present cooperate. You know how useful he has been to us, and believe you me, the confidence is not at place.
Madam, it is impossible for me to suspect a man of Mr. Snake's sensibility and discernment.
Well, no compliments now. But tell me, when you saw your mistress, or what is more important to me, your brother.
I have not seen either since I saw you, but I can inform you that they never meet. Some of your stories have taken good effect on Maria.
Compliment of this belongs to you, Snake. But do your brother's distresses increase?
Every hour. I'm told he had another auction in his house yesterday. In short, his dissipation and extravagance exceed anything I've ever heard of.
I believe Lady Sneerwell here's company coming. I'll go and copy that letter I mentioned to you. Mr. Surface, you're most obedient.
Sir, you're devoted. My dear Lady Sneerwell, I'm very sorry you've put any further confidence in that fellow.
We've lately detected him in conference with old Rowley, who was my father's steward and has never been a friend of mine. But I'm not disappointed in Snake. I never suspected the fellow to have virtue enough even to be faithful to his own villainy. Ah, my dear, what on earth is the matter?
Well, here is that disagreeable lover of mine, Sir Benjamin Backbite, who just called in my guardians with his odious Uncle Crabtree. So I slipped out and ran hither to avoid them.
But what has Sir Benjamin done that you should avoid him so?
Oh, he has done nothing, but his conversation is a perpetual libel on all his acquaintance.
Madam, Mrs. Candler is below, and if your ladyship's at leisure, will leave her carriage.
Do beg her to walk in. Now, Maria, however, here is a character more to your taste. For though Mrs. Candler is a little talkative, everyone allows her to be the best-natured and best sort of woman.
Yes, with a very gross affectation of good nature and benevolence, she does more mischief than the direct malice of others.
My dear Lady Sneerwell, how have you been this century? I have not seen you, though I have heard of you very often. Mr. Service, the world says scandalous things of you, but indeed, it is no matter what the world says, for I think one hears nothing else but scandal.
Just so indeed, ma'am.
Ah, Maria, child, what is the whole affair of between you and Charles? His extravagance, I presume. The town talks of nothing else.
Oh, I'm very sorry, madam, that the town has so little to do.
True, child, but there's no stopping people's tongues. I own I was hurt to hear it. As indeed I was, to learn from the same quarter that your guardians, Sir Peter and Lady Teazle, have not agreed lately so well as could be wished.
It is strangely impertinent for people to busy themselves so.
Very true, child, but what's to be done? People will talk, there's no preventing it.
Such reports are highly scandalous.
So they are, child. Shameful. But the world is so censorious, no character escapes. And tale-bearers are just as bad as the tale-makers.
Ah, Mrs. Candler, if everyone had your forbearance and good nature.
I confess, Mr. Surface, I cannot bear to hear people traduced behind their backs. And when ugly circumstances come out against those of our acquaintance, I always love to think the best. By the by, I hope 'tis not true that your brother is absolutely ruined.
I'm afraid his circumstances are very bad indeed, ma'am.
And pray, Mr. Surface, is it true that your uncle, Sir Oliver, is coming home?
Not that I know of, indeed.
Indeed, he has been in the East Indies a long time. You can scarce remember him, I believe. Sad comfort on his return to hear how your brother has gone on.
Charles has been imprudent, madam, to be sure, but I hope no busy people have already prejudiced Sir Oliver against him. He may reform.
But to be sure he may. Yet no man lives in greater splendour.
Their malice is intolerable. Lady Sneerwell, I must bid you good morning. I'm not very well.
Oh dear, she changed colour very much.
Oh, do, Mrs. Candour, follow her. She may require assistance.
That I will with all my soul, ma'am. Poor dear girl, who knows what her situation may be.
Oh, 'tis nothing, but you cannot bear to hear Charles reflected on, notwithstanding their difference.
Mr. Surface, I did not mean to hurt you, but depend upon it, your brother is utterly undone. Oh Lord, I undone as ever man was. Can't raise a guinea. And everything sold, I'm told, that was movable, apart from some empty bottles that were overlooked, and the family portraits, which I believe are framed in the wainscot. And I'm very sorry to hear some bad stories against him. Oh, he has done many mean things, that's for certain.